Hey rock stars, it's Power Coach Alishia here, and today's my me day, so I look like all spa-fied, I got my facial and all that kind of stuff. And I was talking to my mom earlier and talking to the team, and I was just sharing with them something that, I had kind of been holding back from them for the week, and I thought, you know what, I think this would be a great opportunity to do a video and share with all my rockstar family and peeps in the nation about, what I've been dealing with, what I've been going through, and just to kind of let you know how I get through it, how I deal with it, and how I move on from it. I started Rockstar Direct Sales in April of 2012. So we're like right around the corner from being a business for 4 years. And I can tell you that the last 4 years has been a roller coaster of amazing craziness, lessons learned, tears and frustration. And, even though everything I know about building business and coaching people and, all that kind of stuff, nothing can prepare you for being the CEO of a company as big as Rockstar Direct Sales and, never being a CEO before. You kind of just have to go through the ropes and figure it out, just like you do in direct sales, just like I did, when I was doing parties and stuff. And the last week has been really hard on me. There's been a lot that I've had to figure out and think about, and I've had to assess 2015 and look at, how I built my business, the decisions I made, the way I changed things, all the things that came to fruition from the year, all the things I went through for the year as a CEO, not necessarily like my physical being and stuff like that, but just as a business owner. And one of the things that I realized this week is how hard sometimes things get. Like, even though I'm your badass power coach and, I kick ass and I have my shit together, like this week has been, maybe I should just quit. Have you ever had that? Well, I'm sure you have. We're like, just throw in the towel, just quit. Never do it again. And, it's not like one of those things where you're like, I really am going to quit. It's one of those things where you just feel like you have all these decisions to make. You've got to make the right decision. You have to figure it out now. Your pressure is on the line, and you have all this going on. And then it's like, what? Fuck it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm done, and that's kind of like how I have felt this week. Now, of course, I would never leave you. There is no other direct sales coach like me. You need me. I need you. There's a reason why I do what I do. So, in the spirit of being completely transparent this week, though, I kind of got in my own head and was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do this shit. I'm done with it. And then I stopped and I went, okay, listen. Not only did you make the decisions you did in 2015 that got where you are, and the main decision, just so you know, is that in 2015, I made a lot of decisions to do new things, and I did those new things without continuing to do the things that worked. And when you make decisions to do new things and you stop doing the things that work, if the new things that you do suck, guess what? Your business isn't as successful as it would have been, could have been, and should have been if you continue to do the things that you know work and you add to that, right? That was my biggest mistake of 2015. That's just being completely transparent and honest with you. So as I'm going into 2016, I'm doing my best to figure out how to get back. Well, you can't go back, because I have all this new knowledge and all these new things and all these new products and all these new layouts and all this new training and all this new, books that I've read and podcasts that I've listened to and, feedback from you guys. So there is no going back. So I actually have to think 2 years ago when I originally launched the Rockstar Academy, what I did, what was successful, what worked then. I need to bring that to the forefront with my current knowledge and make 2016 the biggest, most badass year that I've ever had and we've ever had here at Rockstars, but in a way that it's simple, right? Simple for you to understand, simple for you to implement, simple for you to grasp, simple for you to know whether it's a yes or no decision for you, simple for us to implement, simple for us to keep going, simple for us to have the best customer service, simple for us to still have a life outside of Rockstars with our family. So there's a lot that's on my mind and pressure that I have to think about in order to pull this all together, right? I have a whole team of people, the financial part of it. And so there's all these things that on even my scale of having a very successful company, I just want you to know that I still have to go through the same trials and frustrations and temporary setbacks as you do as a business owner on a smaller scale. And I know this is a little bit longer training for you, but I want to also share with you how I get through it. Like, how come I don't make the decision to just say fuck it and just in the company, right? Like, that would be the dumbest thing I could ever do. I mean, I have all of you. I have a very successful company. It's just, that stress, where one day you're like, you know what? I'm all the stress. I don't want to deal with it. I'm done. Right? And I think any business owner would be lying. A successful millionaire, multi-billionaire would be lying if they said that they never had those feelings. That they'd be lying if they never said, you know what, I felt like that before. Because I think you have to go through those feelings and those challenges and those setbacks and those trials to say, you know what, it hasn't always been rainbows and butterflies, and I did it. I kept going and I made it through. And because I did, I have this life lesson. I have this training tip. I have this program. I have this formula. I have this checklist for you to help you if and when you get to that place, right? So that's how it kind of boils down, which brings me to what I want to give you as, I've come out on the other side of this and figured out my solution, figured out my plan. What is the best simple way? Like, I had to figure that out. My mind had all these ideas and blah, blah, blah. So when you specifically are in that place of where you want to give up, where you want to quit, where it's too much, maybe you're not cut out for it, maybe it's not what you want to do anymore. Oh my God, I've lost my passion. Well, I didn't lose my passion. I love what I do, but I don't have the time. I'm overwhelmed with life. I'm overwhelmed with kids. I'm overwhelmed with myself. I don't have, I haven't taken time for myself. I don't remember the last time I did a date night. I wish I could have a bath. You see all those things you're going through. And then all of a sudden you're like, shit, this bill is delinquent. Now what am I going to do? When you're in a situation where everything is a crazy rigmarole of shit, what you have to do is go all the way to simple. Simplify it. You have to ask yourself, how can I simplify the shit? And then you go, okay. Well, actually, you say, how could I simplify the shit? And your brain will generally come up with a whole bunch of ways to do it, right? And then, second, you say, which one of these is the best option? Gets me the best result, the end user, the best, or my client, or my husband, or my kids, or my partner, or, my family, or my friends, or whatever, my team. What gives everybody the best end result? So which ones of these options? And you start narrowing it down. And once you narrow it down, then you write your plan of like how you're going to carry that out and how quickly you're going to carry it out. For me, most of the time when I get to that place where I am like ready to freak out and lose it, I'm at a place where when I figure out what it is I need to do, I also have to implement it quickly. And, I'm sure that that's also the case for you. I don't think that it's just the case for me. So once you figure out what that solution is, just the main first few steps of the plan, that's when you go balls to the wall. The other part of this is always remember that you have a nation of people to reach out to in directsellersrock.com. And if, if you purchased any of my products, or if you're in the Academy, if you're in, my Direct Sales Power Start program or the leadership, you have all these different places where you also have that support, and then you can lay out, all these options for your plan. This is what I've narrowed it down to. What do you think I should do? I need your advice. I need your feedback. You have a place to go. And that's the other thing that I would like to bring up. And another lesson that I've learned is that I do have the Rockstar team who who work with me to bring you guys everything, that is Rockstar Direct Sales. However, I also need that place for me to go and mastermind, and I need to lean on. I have a ton of places. I have a ton of programs I've bought into. I have a ton of people who not a ton, but a handful of people who I respect. I love the way they train. I like the way that they think. And so I need to be reaching out into these groups and getting the feedback and things like that. It's the same thing that I'm asking you to do, because I do have the support and I don't have to do it all alone. So if there's anything I can attribute to getting to this place of just about losing it this week, so freaking close, it's the fact that I didn't lean on a support system to help me through this time. I really, truly depended on myself and my strength. So the bottom line of this, I mean, there's so many takeaways, so many things you can learn, so many things you can get from this. I would just say the bottom line of this is to make sure that you're leaning on the support system that's around you, looking for the simplest solution, and then making the plan to carry out that solution as quickly as possible. So with all that being said, I just want to let you know, of course, Rockstar Direct Sales is staying around. Of course, I'm not going anywhere. You know my passion. You know my heart. You know I love what I do. I just wanted to share with you some of the shit, my shit, because, we're always talking about you and your shit. Basically, you're my client. So, I'm always talking to you about that. I'm always helping you through your shit. But the thing is, I want you to know I have mine too. I'm dealing with mine too, but I also want to teach you how I work through it. So at the time of this video, I already have my plan. At the time of this video, I already have it laid out and exactly what I need to do. I have gone to my team and finally just been like, listen, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I went to my husband. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I went to my mom. This is where I'm at. And this is what I'm doing. And this is how I feel. And I could lay it all out. And then with all the brains, they could come together, give me all their feedback, and boom, my Ingy kicks in, and now there's my plan. So yeah, there is my training tip for you to kill it. And really when I say it's really that negativity, that thing holding you back, that victim mentality that's like, I want to quit, I want to give up, I don't want to do this, I can't do this, I can't handle it, all that shit that happens. And that's how you get the survivor to kick in. So with that said, keep rocking it out, and I will see you on the next training. Bye!